Hello everyone, we are back. Alright. Okay, so Dorothy and Viper. What are How long are y'all waiting before you go, maybe V's needs a hand?
Probably not more than a minute or so. Especially not hearing back anything from her.
That's fair.
Because V can be loud when she needs to be.
Indeed.
Singing for the back row, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is she?
Let me guess, you're going to try and cast Whispers?
Yeah. It's up to 250 feet. Which, as we figured out, was about the size of, like, across a university campus.
Give me that spellcasting roll.
At only a 25.
Okay. Alright, take a level of taint.
Okay.
And
Is this a new scene?
no, I think this is a continuation.
Okay.
And you feel as you cast the spell that wherever V is, there is a great deal of magical power that is interfering. And I think you feel the attention of something upon you.
Oh god. I mean, literally. Oh god.
It pushes the magical energies you called forth for that whisper back at you, but there's a moment where you connect with V. You get one sentence.
Come back to us?
V, you hear that of Dorothy's voice.
I'll just be a second.
I'm pooping, guys. Come on.
Okay. So, Dorothy, Viper, what do you do?
The connection's bad. Can I get cell service in here?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Oh, good news is Viper can see through walls. So,
but
only for 30 feet.
What's that? Let's roll back. What's that about? What's going on?
her one and only magical ability granted by the worm, which is Death Watch. 30-foot penetrating cone. Instantly know the type and state of each character you can see. But it only goes up to 30 feet, which is not much.
Well, V is not within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay, did anyone see which way she went?
I think
We have trackers, right?
You do. And in fact, I believe that actually, is tracking search or is it investigate?
It might be survival.
That is true. You're probably right.
I think it is.
Track, survival, yes. Do any of you all have survival?
Well,
Oh, your guides do. They have survival 8.
Okay, yeah, then that's...
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's better than that. No offense.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's plus 17. Alright.
The Domino and Greta are fucking on it.
Yeah. So you say, did anyone see which way they went? And everyone sort of like looks at each other sheepishly, and Maybell is willing to take the brunt of it as she says, "We were all very curious about what the two of you were doing." And Big Greta says, "But don't worry, we'll track the captain. We can find her. I'm sure we can." Let's see if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 23, so not a great roll, but you know what? Via's big. There's a lot of bodies for her to kick through on her way.
Also, there's probably a lot of dust in this temple.
That too.
Also, Madame V keeps a very active skirt of flowers and other.
Oh
such
yeah, she'd be
things.
easy for
It's just
Katum
like-
to sniff out.
It's the opposite of like a flower trail to walk upon, but leaving a flower trail behind. Just
Precisely.
you're your own flower girl.
And I was power walking for a good portion of that, which is not gentle on the skirts. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. So, Greta and Amber. Was it Amber? Whatever. Greta leads the way.
It's Domino.
Domino. Right, Amber's one of the entertainers. Domino and Greta, they lead the way. And the group follows the signs. They, pause at splits in the pathway and take turns gesturing at each other and like conversing in low whispers about like the signs of V's passing. And I think at first the signs are sort of slim pickings. Disturbed dust, the occasional bone that has been like clearly knocked out of place.
Yeah, me. Out of my way, corpse.
I think it's more because of the sheer volume of corpses in here. It's more like if you try and avoid stepping on every twig when you're in the woods, chances are you're going to kick one of them, right? It's not like she was, wading through them, forging her way through a snowbank. So yeah, small details like that, and then because you've got more light sources and are paying more attention, you see that you're going into older parts of the monastery as you follow the path.
We passed through the room also.
Yeah, you eventually go through a door, and it's not just simple wood construction like the previous ones that you've passed by. It has engravings on it showing funerary processions, and you go through, and the floor is no longer tiles. It is raw stone that has been shaped, and there isn't really a wall per se, or at least not one that is 90 degrees. It is this big, long, arched tunnel that winds into the distance, and the entire arch is made of skeletons of all sorts. Since y'all didn't notice this because of a critical failure,
It's very spooky and it's very scary, and just be careful, you guys.
I
Be super
I
careful,
recommend
it's
not
gonna
looking
scare
too
you.
closely.
Just a whole bunch. It's gonna get you. Just
One might even say they're spooky, scary skeletons.
yeah.
I
It'll send super studious vibe.
yeah.
Um,
Actually, Viper, if you could give me a resolve check. I know that Dorothy's immune to stress damage.
22.
Okay. You're fine.
Whatever. I've
Yeah, this
killed
isn't
more
right for
than this.
babies. This isn't scary.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of Bob's Burgers, the recent Halloween episode, where they went on the haunted hayride, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like a bunch of skeletons just doing generally helpful tasks around the farm."
Would our notice checks appropriate? Is there any information to be gained?
I mean, if you want to investigate, you're welcome to. I am at the moment looking up to seeing if any of the crew have resolve, or if everyone's just going to be rolling their competency.
If anyone's just like, "Well, now we have to go."
Yeah, I think if anything, this is not a time that Viper will be stopping to investigate, but if there's anything that can be noticed, if that's possible,
Okay.
I'll roll those.
All right. So I'm going to do this roll for the crew at large, and then Maybell will get a separate roll because she actually has Resolve as a signature skill. Oh, the crew does well. They get a 22. And Maybell gets a 20. So yeah, everyone...
I'm so proud.
Yeah, everyone comes inside, and I think you hear Lance say, "Holy shit."
Okay, now that we're seeing this, and we're not just instantly looking away, are there any skeletons playing musical instruments on their bodies?
As you make your way down this tunnel, yes.
Wait, what?
Yes! What?
You can see that
Xylo music intensifies.
as you go deeper, the archway, like the styles and arrangement of the skeletons change. There's like clearly layers in the way they are arranged. And V wasn't hallucinating, or when she saw them reaching for her in the lantern light. These skeletons in the archway, they move. They are animate. Some of them are they are animate in doing things that make sense for the display that they have been arranged in. So like those that have been arranged with like their arms crossed over them, they don't do anything except for follow you as you pass by, their heads turning to keep track of your group. Those who have been arranged as musicians indeed play the instruments silently. There is no like xylophone music coming from them, but they make the motions. Those that have been arranged to be like shown as in combat have silent, duels with each other.
This is the like effect of one really weird monk that's just like, what would be fun?
Yeah, you know what? Like, the tradition was probably started like that, but this is, hundreds of years of monks doing this. An art that very well might be lost at this point, considering what's happened here.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of serial killers that will also do this.
So yeah, there's like, and the skeletons that make up this arch, not all of them are human, to be clear. Like, some of them are elves, some of them are Kadum. There's probably fewer giants and drakes in here, but there are some. There aren't any root walkers, but that has more to do with their lack of skeletons. So yeah, you make your way down this tunnel with the layers of mosaic, we'll say, changing through the years, getting older as you go. And there's a door every so often that separates out. And these doors become increasingly ornate as you pass through them. Not in a, like, inlaid with gold kind of way, but the first door you pass through, it was engraved wood. The next one you pass through has, like, details picked out in bone. And as you go deeper, each door has increasingly more detail in bone and carved bone. And occasionally just, like, full bones.
I think for all we know, the wood could be a root walker corpse.
That is possible. So, while you're making your way through there...
Adrian, why is that the line?
I don't know. I was literally thinking to myself, "Wow, that's fucked up." Then I was like, "Why is that more fucked up than a door made out of human bones?" It's not.
I think for me, it's because the root walkers' bodies aren't like honored elsewhere. If they were just used as like material, I think that's more fucked up.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, V. Like I said, there's something writhing in the dark. The floor around you is natural stone. This is like not even hewn or carved stone that you stand upon. It's just raw stone in a massive cavern. You hear the sound of something hard sliding against something equally durable.
Hello?
There's a rattling sound, and a skull pokes into the edge of your light. And then it moves forward, and you can see that, as Hadrian surmised earlier, it is but the tip of the shape of a human skull made out of human skulls, and is of such a massive scale that you only make that out because you recognize that some of these skulls are arranged such that you're able to go like, oh, those are meant to be teeth. Those are meant to be human teeth, but they're the size of a human head. And it's not just one human head, it is like a dozen of them make up a single tooth. And it sort of like goes past you and out of the dark, or out of the light again, and you can see that it's just like row upon row of skeletons as it slithers by. And it's, well, to mechanize this, take another level of shaken, V. Its scale is unimaginable. What do you do?
Good question.
Just
Very
gonna
good
quickly
question.
pop a picture into the chat of what I'm imagining. I know it's not quite this, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just put one in there too.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I was
From XCOM?
picturing.
Yeah, that is from XCOM. It's I think from
It's
XCOM 2.
the cover of XCOM 2, where it's the
An alien skull made out of humans, or alien face made out of human skulls.
yes.
Oh.
The one that Christine posted is much worse.
Oh yeah, I actually it's a baby peed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen those before. I've used them as enemies in RPGs in the past.
So it's
I
not
mean,
like
like-
that, because that's kind of what I pictured, where it's like human segments. It's like the human centipede, but with one body.
No, it's more like the tunnel that you all passed through earlier, in that it is a mass of skeletons of all kinds, making up this.
Oh, you know what?
Worm.
Actually, the spark that are conjoined are probably more like the centipedes that I just posted.
Yeah,
Oh, I hate them more now. Good.
Yeah, that make retroactively worse.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to yell and then fall.
Very reasonable.
And then going to sort of scramble back up and I think my hand goes to the guns. It's not gonna fucking do anything here. This thing is huge, but just kind of like as a comfort thing, and then I'm going to call, hello, hi, good evening.
the northerner, like as you're scrambling back, just says, "What?" So you say, "Hello, hi, good evening," and as it like continues to rattle, as it hasn't stopped moving through, like its side hasn't stopped moving through the light of your lantern. It's just been continuously moving with. You ever heard those wind chimes that aren't like especially musical, that are just sort of like clacky?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like that, right?
Like made it the like bamboo wind chimes that are just like planks instead of tubes or something.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds a lot like that as it moves. But more of like, what if that was a landslide?
Made of 1,000,000 bones.
Yeah. And from that rattling, you hear, "Not yet."
Well, not for me. No, I'm not. This is actually on behalf of the storm god. Behalf is a strong word. But
Just name drop it now, huh?
What is it?
well, you see, I need you to speak to it because it's robbing both of us.
It cannot be done. It is broken.
You're the only one who can talk to it. You're the god to god, right?
It does not know sense any longer.
Well, then teach it death. Teach it the thing that you know the best. Pass it from this world to the. It's not supposed to be here, right?
Hey, Hadrian.
Yo.
Actually, wait. No, Sasha, you made the old worm. I'll ask you. How humble is the old worm?
It is a small god. It's a really good question. Shit. It's a small god, but it's ubiquitous. And largely unavoidable, which means that it doesn't need to be big. which I think means that it's not like Zeus. It doesn't hold the world from a golden thread. But I think it has a sense of its importance and its inevitability in the world, and that is not a small thing.
Okay.
It's got some confidence, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unless the spark has dropped it of some of its importance, which is entirely possible.
Let's see. Even though weakened, I cannot force the storm to do what it does not wish to do. And even though it wishes to die, I cannot force it from this plane.
But can you help it? Can you open the door? We can escort it the rest of the way.
For me to do so would require the efforts of someone on that plane.
An outsider?
No, a mortal.
Am I within 30 feet of V yet?
Yeah, I think so. So, Viper.
You hear 2,000 pounds of beef and wood hit the door behind you.
This is very funny because V pulled it closed. So you
Dorothy's like, it's got a pull handle.
Excuse me, just 1 second.
Orphe pulls it open.
Yeah. So it opens up, and it is darkness on the other side. Do you go in?
Yeah. 30 foot penetrating gaze. Is it alive or dead or neither?
Yeah. Okay. So, the two of you and the crew, hot on your heels, go through.
I think Dorothy stumbles and like freezes at the door, but is like pushed forward from the crowd.
Okay. So all of you go through. Dorothy and Viper, each of you take a level of shaken.
I take a level of shaken?
Yes.
Okay.
I get the extreme pleasure right now of telling you no. Because I just got a feat called Iron Will.
Which does?
Once per scene as a free action, you may shrug off one fatigued or shaken grade.
So, I hate to do this to you, but this time...
Oh, you gonna play the God card on me, huh?
I am. Yeah. I am sorry. This is like... I feel kind of bad about this, but like... There is a difference of scale here. Like if it was...
I don't know.
I'm sure my level 7 character abilities totally stand up
To death? Just
a
straight
literal
up just death.
a literal god. Yes.
Yeah.
A minor god. Come on.
Minor god, yeah. It's the littlest god there is.
Literally the rest of the crew pass out.
Yeah, that's fine.
kind of makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
William. Is he down?
Yeah. I think he like stumbles and like falls to his knees.
He's like at minimum like dazed into worthlessness.
Yeah, basically. Everyone else is unconscious. Billiam is like he looks like he's nauseated and is like breathing heavily.
Yeah.
And like his hands on the floor. Dorothy, you ever been to another plane?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. How's that work with your whole body sitch?
Well, I only went to another plane when, well, I guess 2 times. The first one was when I got put into the body, and then the second time was, if you count it, when was when that like fortune telling thing happened. Was that another plane or was that something else?
That was something else.
Okay, then only once, and that was before I had this fantastic body.
Okay. Give me a will save.
Is this a new scene?
No.
Okay. 24.
Okay. So, Dorothy, you like get shoved through here by the crowd behind you. And as you stumble through that doorway, you feel the familiar disorientation that happens, letting you know that you are no longer in the same realm of existence that you were before you stepped through the doorway. This is not under Mount Atlas anymore. And when that happens, you like... Give me a will save for Foxglove as well, please.
She has KG.
Again,
same?
yeah.
Okay.
Same thing as with Viper's Iron Will.
And that was for be stressed. KG. 3. Oh.
12? Okay. Foxglove takes 3d6 damage for 10 points of damage. That's 10 points of what's it called? Divine damage, I think it is the one. Yes, divine damage. Ignores damage reduction and must make a will save or become baffled. But we don't need to worry about that baffling. And, well, rather, Foxglove can spend the KG on that.
Okay.
Is
she... Did our consciousness fuse in this upper...
No. So what happens is that you stumble through this doorway, and the reason it affects Foxglove is that you can feel your soul being ripped from your construct form as you come through. Or rather, not from your dull body, because you made that will save, but you can feel part of it be ripped clean from Foxglove.
Oh, Foxglove. So is part of my soul just free floating right now?
Possibly.
Okay.
So yes, the two of you can see V like backed up against a wall, hands on pistols, but of course
I'm being very brave and dashing and honorable. It's very cool to see me.
But of course, much more attention getting is the massive skeletons that is slowly sliding by like a wall that is moving.
Hey, how's the Northerner doing?
They seem unfazed, except for like their constant curiosity and confusion about what is happening.
Gotcha. I have another question. I have another question for the big one. For the big little one. For the little big one.
I have a question. I have a question for the GM. Is this the same worm that I saw in my meditative vision? Does it look substantially different, other than scale?
I don't think it was a mass of bones before, if I am recalling correctly.
It was a
Possible they were
worm.
it's possible they were just too tiny to tell.
Yeah.
Like scales.
But you can, so visually it does not appear the same, but you can tell that it is the same entity from your connection. In fact, you can feel the like whalebone that is embedded in you.
Mhm.
You can feel it like physically pulling on you towards the mass of bones.
Like a bone magnet.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, Dorothy, Viper. How's it going? Actually, Dorothy, what's your reaction to feeling like part of your soul ripped out of Foxglove?
I think I go to speak, and a bunch of black ichor just starts pouring from my face. So that's what's happening right now to me.
Okay. Viper.
As far as allergic reactions to death go, that's all right.
Yeah.
Shit. Viper had a lot of momentum coming into this room, so she's like skidding to a stop, probably.
And V, you see your crew roll in, and a large chunk of them immediately fall unconscious. Most of them, in fact.
Oh, good, we're all here. I was just talking to this lovely gentleman about maybe helping us with the storm god, and they were being quite obstinate, and I don't understand why. And but it's good to see you. It's good to have everyone here. These are my friends. Friends. We actually didn't introduce ourselves at all, did we? I'm so sorry.
I
I'm
know
Madam V,
who you are.
Hey.
and you are, I'm guessing, the Great Worm, or a very good emissary of.
There's no response to that.
Is Foxglove still alive after
Yes.
taking 10 points of damage?
Yes, she is. And she also has more than just my fragment of soul in her, so.
Oh, to be clear, it wasn't like the entire fragment that you've put into her.
I didn't put it into her.
Or,
It just happened.
oh, yeah, you understand what I'm saying, though. Like,
Yeah.
there's still some of
So there's
Dorothy in her.
There's a connection still.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She did
Well-
not just become like a normal-ass rat.
Okay. Well, I think as Dorothy is just vomiting, I guess, Foxglove, if she wasn't already like with Dorothy and like being held by Dorothy, Foxglove comes to her.
Was Foxglove like in your skull or in your head during like this
No, because she's our light, remember?
Oh, right, yes. Yeah, okay. So yeah, she crawls into your arms.
Yeah, and I try my best to make her comforted at this moment. Because she's shivering and not doing great.
Yeah. To be clear, like, whatever you're vomiting up, like, none of the rat's nest she's built inside your head comes out.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not for physical realm.
Yeah.
Can the storm god be killed?
Yes.
Will that kill the sparked?
I don't know. They are
Well,
not.
What good are you?
Fuck off. His ant guy.
Wait, don't do that.
Viper is going to pick up Dorothy and Fox.
You gonna punch the god?
Well, she's definitely going to protect you if necessary.
The sparked are not mine or my responsibility. I cannot state what their creator's demise would do.
What should how can we kill the storm?
What do you need?
How can we help?
If you want the storm god dead, there are, I think, 2 ways to manage it. The first is to attempt to complete what the storm god has already begun, but is unable to complete itself. It brings the sea into its body, and the salt therein burns it, but it cannot bring in enough before it is dissipated.
So we gotta salt it like a slug.
Or you can bring me directly to it, and I can euthanize it.
You can kill it. You just okay.
But
Okay.
I cannot do it from here. I would need to go to the other plane, which I cannot do myself. I can touch and tap and gesture, but I cannot enter myself.
You need a vessel?
I need a gate.
How do we make one?
You have the knowledge already.
Will what happened with the storm god being on our plane happen if we, like, something similar happen if we bring you as well?
Yes and no. The storm god was dragged to your plane unwillingly. I will help my sibling and come at your beckoning, but I am not meant for your world. I think you know this. My presence will react with the mortal plane. In what ways? Even I cannot be sure. I will tell you this. There will be death. Whether that is the creation of the dying or something else, I do not know. But my being there will suffuse the plane with my essence.
How did one frying pan move into another frying pan? But briefly, I hope.
I do not intend to stay. You see the state that my sibling is in. We are not on your plane because it is as unpleasant for us to be there as it is for you to be here, but on a grander scale, for we are grander things.
Okay.
How do we complete the ritual?
You know the details. You already have them.
No, I mean the ritual of the storm god.
Out of character, I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, well, they're saying that the storm god is trying to make one with the sea or something, and is unable to complete its ritual.
Yeah, I see, okay. What my sibling is doing is a ritual suicide. You would have to inject it with enough salt to kill it, in the same way that the salt wounds and kills its children. That is why it brings the seawater into itself.
I know we came here with a very specific goal in mind, but in the interest, as long as you're here, in the interest of exploring our options, is there a way to make peace with the storm god?
It is greatly injured by what happened to it, both in its capacity for action and capacity for thought. I am not a god of healing.
No, but you are a god of peace.
I don't think what it's doing is malice. I think it's just the results. I don't know if making peace with it would do anything.
It lashes out in pain. That is what happens. I can offer it peace of this variety you allude to, but as I said, I cannot do it from here.
Okay.
Look, we
Well-
just need to summon the biggest elemental that we can. Make it an earth salt elemental.
We'll speak again then.
If I am brought to your plane, whatever effects that I bring with me should dissipate once I leave. You do not have to worry about my own children infesting your world.
That's good. That's good. I'm sincerely happy to hear that.
Can the storm be guided?
Perhaps herded. Regarding your question from earlier about whether the sparked will live or die once the storm is gone, I do not know, but I can speculate that they may be interwoven with the fabric of your plane at this time. Perhaps they will die. Perhaps they will live. Perhaps they will be part way. In any case, they are not within my grasp.
What happens to them when they die?
I do not know. I do not know if they die.
That is a buck wild answer from you.
These are buck wild times.
Oh, you're all right. You're not bad. We're good. You can hang. We're good. Damn. Shit. Okay. Well, then we'll see you at the creche then, right?
There. Or another place.
Or earlier if we fuck up, sure. If we screw up. So sorry.
There is a barrow at Enclave as well.
The what? One?
It is traveling there.
Do you mean the temple there?
Yes.
You can be pulled from that. Or that can be a gate.
It could. I could not be pulled from it,
You're right, I'm sorry.
but I could come willingly.
Or choice of words. Well, that's less ideal. There's a lot of people there. But the creche is empty for now.
I cannot force the location upon you. And I too desire that my sibling be removed from the mortal plane. As you said, it disrupts my business.
Well, great. Wonderful. This has gone spectacularly, and I think this will work out. I think this will be good. If you have any other questions.
Is Caliban well?
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Sorry.
Could you repeat that?
Is Caliban well?
Yes. Do you wish to speak?
What would the cost be?
This one's on the house.
We cool, actually. No longer mad about you escaping me. I don't really hold grudges. I'm a new me. New millennia, new death god.
That portion within the rodent.
I guess I have to wait to make a decision until after my work is done, huh?
I'll see you later.
You always will.
Yes.
Are you mad at me? No, she doesn't ask that. She's flying under the radar right now. That's okay. We don't need to talk about our relationship.
It's work to be done. We'll talk about it after.
It's true.
I have questions, but they're not pressing.
What happens after you die?
What do you do with them? With the souls? With the... What do you do with them? These are... I'm not
just
really asking
chilling.
these. These are like, not the time or the place or anything.
Do you actually wish to know?
Yeah.
There's a real easy way to find out.
Well, yes, I do.
Who would you like to speak to?
Who I know who's dead.
Could rub Decency's nose in it.
I could. It's real weird.
What's it like? Like, is it okay?
What's up, loser?
I hope it doesn't suck that bad. I don't know. Maybe he did her a favor.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Damn it. No, I can't ask him because he was sparked when last we saw him. Shit.
You can ask Greg.
Fuck, that's so funny. Hey, is Greg there?
Jesus Christ.
Your existence, who is this?
The like essentially moving wall that you've been talking to, it stops, and you hear like a rattling sound, and you see a root walker's hand burst forth from like the side of skeletons, and Greg like bodily pulls himself, like the upper half of his body, out of the side of the wall and says, "Captain,
Greg?
where are you?"
That's a really good question. I am in the Death God's chamber, I think. We're below Atlas.
We succeeded?
Yes. So far.
Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't make a fool of myself for nothing.
No, yeah, we're doing well.
Was there
Good
Good use of god powers.
something you wanted?
Oh yeah, God, sorry, I got completely sidetracked. Two things. One, where does your sister live so I can deliver your affairs? And two,
Oh my god.
two, hey, what's it like? What are you doing? What? Yeah.
It's... My sister is with me here.
Oh.
So it's okay if we keep your shit?
As for what it's like, my sister has said that it gets better with time. But for now, all I can think about is my life. And when you have time to think about your life, I'm noticing I'm lingering a lot on the things I regret. Let me tell you, that's a long list, Captain.
Aye.
This is why I say never stop to think about shit.
You'll have plenty of time to do so.
This is what I always say. You only live once. So you're just thinking. You're just. That's all there is? It's just a cell where you think about what happened?
Those who've been here a long time say it's peaceful, eventually.
Wow. There's no up or down? There's no forward or back?
I mean, he did just arrive.
Well, from what I've heard, the regrets and the things you wish you hadn't done, they tend to be enough retribution on their own for those who've earned it. Those who've come here too early in life, or who've lived well, they seem to reach their peace much sooner.
I see. Okay. Well, I'll let you get back to it then. Where did you get this diamond, though? Holy shit.
Does he just smile as he fades back into the...
You know, I don't think I can do better than that.
Damn it! Bastard.
And the wall continues moving. So, Viper, Dorothy, do you have any questions while you're here?
No, I'm not
Viper-
paying any cost. Like, knowledge is never free. I'm not.
Viper has a question, but she wants to do it outside of Dorothy's earshot.
Do you think that? Or, like, do you feel that?
Just who? What?
Do you think or feel that you have a question but don't want Dorothy to know it?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone else freezes. You're still moving.
Viper's specific question is the one in the doll. What does she owe you?
Christine, I'll let you answer that.
That's not fair.
Is this a line?
What? A lot? What?
Like, is this something you're Xing? Like, how not fair is this?
Oh, I'm not Xing it. I think I would have to, like, know the thoughts of a godly being and, like, intention and how.
What does Dorothy think, at least?
She doesn't know. She knows that she's not going to be gifted the peaceful afterlife that others are gifted. Not after she, like, spurred against it. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She just knows that there's going to be a punishment for it. Like, you do not thwart a god's plans and then, like, expect them to be cool with it. Yeah. I mean, she may be, like, once death finally, like, gets a concrete hold of her, she may just cease to exist, as opposed to getting an afterlife, which is terrifying. She might be punished in the afterlife. She might be stricken down and then punished.
Her power comes from the swarm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, the worm says she has borrowed from her master, and she has denied me my rightful course. We shall divide her.
Well, that's a pickle.
I have taken a small portion of what she owes. I would take more this very moment, but I recognize that she is crucial.
That she is doing me a solid.
That she is crucial to the peace I wish to provide my sibling. If you had another one with her power amongst your number, she would not leave this place with you.
Who's not coming?
Things Viper
everybody's good.
or
Viper's being nosy.
yeah, everyone except for Viper is frozen.
Does Foxglove have a little private powwow with, I shouldn't use that term actually, but a private meeting with God? Has a couple of questions.
Viper
we won't
gets
know.
this privilege.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you mine?
I haven't had to think about that until this exact moment.
See, this is what I've been telling you, Viper. Sometimes thinking is good so that you're not stuck when a god asks you a question.
Viper's immediate response is, do I get a choice?
I am the god of death. I am not the god of free will. I do not determine whether or not you have a choice.
Now the god of free will, that's a dick.
Are you the god of bargaining? Will you accept a barter?
All gods can be spoken to.
If she remains her own, I will belong to you.
I want to say something against this, but you froze me.
Yeah, gotcha.
Damn it.
So you have to make sure nobody can stop you from self-sacrifice.
I will relinquish my portion, but I cannot speak for her master.
It's my mom's master. Ask for this.
Acceptable.
Is there anything else?
Nope. Time restarts.
That it does.
I'm so mad right now. God, we're just a bunch of like the iconic like big dumb heroes. We're just tripping over yourselves, just sacrificing like ourselves for each other.
I'm gonna die for
No,
you.
no.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Madam V's just looking for souvenirs.
three of us willing to sacrifice ourselves for the other, and then Madame be the reasonable one.
Over there being like, do you see the fucking size of this diamond?
Where did you find this?
I would sacrifice myself for this diamond. You can't just make these.
What's Dorothy's true name?
I had it written down somewhere and I don't remember.
That sounds like Dorothy.
That's...
Get back to me on that. I'll have it in a few minutes.
Oh, I have other questions.
All right, V, shoot.
You showed me what happens to us, but what do you do? Why do you have an interest? What do you get out of this?
I am death.
Yeah, but why?
Why are you?
Because I chose to be. I made myself like this.
That is why are you who you are, not why are you.
Well, I could be anything.
But you aren't. You are you.
Again, I shaped it this way.
That is your identity.
If you're asking why I'm a root walker, why I'm cleft in two, why I can sing.
All those and more. Why are you mortal?
Well, that's on you more than it is on me, I think.
Is it?
Isn't it? If you weren't, then would there be death?
I do not know. I don't know what was before me.
When I die, do I still get to talk to you?
We can have many conversations.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
You will find
What?
peace eventually.
I wouldn't count on it, bucko.
Madam V finally has a goal. I would say life goal, but I don't know if that's accurate.
Could you be anything else?
Potentially.
Would you want to? Have you been before?
Change it to a slightly different shaped worm.
We don't even know if this is the only manifestation of death.
I have been other things, I think.
You don't remember?
I am not the god of surety.
You're as close as any of us get.
Yes.
Minor god, small domains.
I am
Very-
what I
Very
am.
specific powers.
Do you like it?
It is peaceful.
That's not why I asked.
It is what it is.
You are on your road for a blood curse, Missy.
I'm curious, and it's amenable, and we're doing fine.
You can definitely see that the Northerner is like taking mental notes about every question being asked.
Of course.
Hey.
Is this conversation frozen?
Hey,
Oh,
No, that was just me.
Hold on, Hadrian.
I do have one. Sorry. Did the northerner freeze?
No one's frozen at the moment.
I mean, during my
Oh,
question.
I don't think so.
Okay. I just wanted that entered into the record. Sorry.
Okay.
So we're not frozen. Dorothy's gonna. So, Madame V, I just want to remind you that just because the cost is not mentioned doesn't mean there isn't going to be a payment.
Are you charging for this conversation?
Knowledge isn't free. Not from outsiders. Will a 20 cover it? What?
Well, I'm going to...
I have a diamond.
I know... I know where I'm going when I die, and if I don't go there, it's because a spark got me, and there's nothing you can do about it anyway, so why not get some bang for my buck?
I am not charging you.
See?
But who is he charging?
No one is being charged for this one's questions. Only you are being charged, as you put it.
Okay, I'm gonna take Dorothy and just step back through the door.
That's fair. Dorothy's true name is Fafner.
Fafner. Okay.
No relation.
Oh, okay. I see.
Some relation.
Shit, I forgot why I wanted your true name now. It's just completely left my brain.
It was in a conversation with, probably to make a pact with V or Viper.
Right. Okay. So, as you're about to hurry Dorothy out the door, the worm says, Fafner, you do not owe me anything any longer. And Foxglove heals that damage she took earlier.
That last step out the door is a little faster than the previous.
Quick.
I will see you eventually. But it will be in the matter of course.
What? I mean, I'm out the door, so I can't ask any more questions, but I am...
Yep.
I am so confused.
V, it's just you and the Northerner and your unconscious people, and I guess Billiam, who is of varying consciousness levels.
We're gonna have to drag all of them back out into the hallway anyway.
I'll get Dorothy settled and just begin pulling everyone else out. That's what Viper's doing.
I have a request. It's outside of everything that we've discussed so far. All of that should happen. That's fine. There is... It's kind of vain.
You make sure I don't age.
Oh no, I fully intend on aging very gracefully. I'm not worried about that. There's a music technique that has been lost for a very long time. And I want to learn it. I know that you hold the souls of the dead in you. I know that there is a singer there who knows it. And I want to learn it. And I will pay what cost you ask.
All right. I will take a portion of you now rather than later.
What does that look like? What are we
Is one
talking
of our heads just gonna be dead?
That's a wild narrative idea, but no, that would not do that.
Oh.
Are you asking me what that would look like narratively?
Yeah, what's the cost? Like specifically, what are you taking?
I am taking a portion of your life. You will be weaker now, less hardy, and you will die sooner.
Okay.
Damn, no hesitation.
All right. So who's this artist that emerges from the wall once it stops?
He looks like me. He's cleft.
All right.
And I think but he's like, it's not an identical cleft. I think he's not split as far down, but the voice thing is still true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's just a bigger and smoother sound to the way he sings than I ever could. So I got close sometimes.
Okay. So you look over, like, as this is happening, you see that Viper is, like, frozen in mid-motion, dragging Amber out of this place. Like, just stopped stone still. And you have as long as it takes for you to learn this. However many years it is. Those are the years that you've spent. So, how much older is V when she emerges?
I don't know when she would choose to get off that train. Like, you get into if you play the violin, you get into the room with a legendary virtuoso who has exactly the kind of weird physical tics that you do. This virtuoso who, like, at 98, when they were asked, why do you still practice, they say, oh, I think I'm getting good. How long would that be?
What are root walkers age like?
That's a good question.
You two play them.
Well, kind of. Viper has the benefit of two extremely long genetic heritages, so
Yeah. Well, we know it's not tied to, like, the seasons. It's probably like a lessening of flexibility, right?
Yeah.
Like probably it's like arthritis essentially, and dry skin in a sense, right? As they become more brittle over time.
Yeah. I think I think she has old growth too, like mushrooms, and her skirt just is. The train of it is so long now.
She just gets more powerful as she ages.
That's what I said. Didn't I promise?
Okay. Let's see. Yeah.
Now, so, like, as Viper unknowingly finishes dragging Amber out, who we'll just say is the last person to turn around, and V just, like, emerges majestically as, like, Queen V now.
What? V's evolving? Oh, yeah, by the way, Sasha, you're gonna need to remove or lower V's max wounds to 14. And vitality
like,
to 52.
That's down to like regular fleshy character numbers.
Yeah, that's basically 1/3 of your vitality and 1/3 of your wounds.
Viper's just sitting there, like, desperately hoping that Madame V has lost strength, so that she's no longer the strongest.
Yeah.
Oh, so,
She's still
what happens?
1 point stronger.
And I believe there is a feat that...
The Burden of Ages?
No, that is not a feat. That is a penalty. It's the basic skill mastery actor feat, which is on page 99. Basically gives you a +2 bonus to bluff and impress, and it increases your threat range of those to 19 to 20.
Wrong book. I will look at that though.
Yeah.
It is a very long time. It is not as long as Madame B would have liked.
What calls her away?
I leave the oven on?
I think I get into a fight with the virtuoso.
Oh my god!
You know, I was gonna say, however many decades or centuries it is, she's staring at Viper frozen there the entire time, and maybe might feel guilty, but nope, she just got into.
I think she pisses off the virtuoso at a point. They get into a fight, and he stops teaching her, and she's like, "Well, fuck." Well,
she says that you're a little
swear.
you're a little pitchy, and she's like,
No, she can take critique, please. No, it's like
This is even better because the idea is that if they've been here a long time, they've found peace. You fucking kick down the pearly gates. We're like, you teach me till you can't stand me anymore.
creative differences is what Madame B will say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Viper, you look over and V is aged decades?
Yeah, easily.
told you he'd take something.
Oh, well, no, this was a fair... This was a fair trade.
Viper gives a silent side eye. Like, yeah, I would never do anything like that.
Viper, you want to roll bluff for me?
So I gotta do a sense motive, huh?
Yeah.
Don't worry, Viper's got no ranks in bluffing.
Oh, good. Well, I only have 10 in sense motive, so... Viper, what the fuck did you do?
I'm not sure.
Viper? What the fuck did you do?
That's not a lie when she says she's not sure.
to find a room with acoustics. I have to show you this immediately.
Hold on that. I'm going to not coerce because that's the mean one. I'm gonna make an impress roll to get you to tell me the truth.
I don't think that's necessary. I don't.
It is a 25.
25.
For that thing.
You just go into stage manager mode.
Well, what that does is, Viper, you can resist that with resolve.
I don't think that needs a resistance. Viper could be fairly easily badgered into spitting it out and saying that she cleared your debt.
Explain?
I just made a slightly more long-term commitment.
She's gobsmacked, and
Again, and Viper taps the bone in her chest and she says, "Look, I was already in pretty deep."
the world's burdens are not for you to carry, Viper.
Well, then the world shouldn't have given me such magnificent shoulders.
Viper, I think when it comes to my soul, I should have a say in these things.
You're not wrong about that.
This is why, just like 5 seconds of thought before you do something. I'm literally begging you.
Okay, next time.
Yeah, next time. Next time. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Hadrian.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one of your feats to swap with Blessed. With the feat Blessed, which gives you another step along the death path. It can't be the one that lets you cheat death, by the way.
Okay. I don't think I would give that one up.
I didn't think so, but I wanted to be clear that
Just making sure.
you kind of got that floating its effects right now.
Viper, I know that you think you were being helpful, but you've really damaged something here.
Your trust.
Amongst some other things, yes. And you've put me into another position where I'm responsible for terrible things happening to people that I love. And I didn't ever want to do that again, and you've kind of forced my hand here, and I'm gonna stop talking to you for now. And Dorothy is just going to remove herself physically from this room. Not going into the god's room, but just physically taking some space.
Mm-hmm. I think Viper's gonna lose her lightning reflexes.
Oh.
Okay. So the Death 2 step lets you cast Death Knell and Dominate Undead once per scene. So, and you count as casting level 1 for those. You can find that on page 311.
Okay. I'll write that down later.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the rest of the crew are waking up like, what happened? and they see V. And
How long are we gone for?
Robin Williams, Jiff, what year is it? Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think Maybell is like, Captain, this requires some explanation. What did you find?
What do you remember? Let's start from there.
Viper says you were on the other side of that door, pointing to the one that is now closed. And we rushed through to aid you, but then we woke up here, back on this side with you, wizened.
More distinguished, certainly.
Indeed.
Well, you lost about an hour, I think. You were out. I lost a great deal more than that, but that was my choice.
It looks more like you gained that time.
I like that. We spoke to the Great Worm. Big old pile of bones that it is. And we have a plan.
I thought we already did.
Yes, but now the old worm is looped in on it.
Oh. Wonderful.
Yeah.
She seems
sorry.
very hesitant about the idea of like being in a deal with the old worm. But
I'm sorry to be that guy, but I'm just 100% picturing Hans Moleman of like, I need the biggest sock lick that you have. No, that's too big.
The important thing is that we got what we came for.
wonderful.
Yes.
Back to the ship then?
Back to the ship.
The real mission was the friendships we lost along the way.
So, I think we shall end the session there. If that sounds good to y'all. Everybody takes 700 XP for meeting up with the old worm and making a deal of sorts.
Yeah,
Okay.
talking to God, just, only a couple handful of XP. It's a minor god. It's a minor god.
We were running up that hill.
Yeah, so I'm going to take
Well,
us
Viper was anyway.
back to the talk screen. So, thank you everyone so much for joining us on this bone-filled adventure.
Proceed.
I have been your host and GM, Austin Ramsey. You can find me on Twitter at NotAnIn, which is also where you can find You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a rotating cast that patronizes this stream. You can find that podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can find my game design work at austin-ramsey.itch.io. And I have a Kickstarter that is either coming up or active or has passed by the time you listen to this. And you can find that at tinyurl.com/beamsaberkickstarter. I have been joined this evening by, of course, Christine.
Hi. I am the creator of You Don't Meet an Inn podcast, and sometimes I post that Not an Inn, Twitter. Most of the times I do not. I am available for voice work if that is what you're looking for. Even adult voice work. But that's on another account.
I don't know the secret password.
Which is just DMing me and saying you will give me money. Actually, that's the secret password to be in my special club.
It's amazing how many doors money opens.
Yeah.
Wild. What a world we live in. Also with us this evening is, of course, Sasha.
Hi, I've been Sasha, am currently Sasha, and was Sasha for just a long time in the future. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renault. You can follow all my game dev stuff at tcabbage.
Thank you. And of course, last but never least, we have Hadrian.
Yep. Find me on Twitter at Hadrian, and enjoy my good jokes, food pictures, and art. And you can pay me for some of it if you feel so inclined.
And you should. He's a fantastic artist.
Yes, he is. All right. So once again, thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll be back again next week. But until then, I just want to remind everyone...
Just get boned instead of sparked.
Yeah. Get boned.
Get boned.
See y'all later.
I panicked. I'm sorry.